Today we're doing the Union Pacific update on the sound made by Trix and Marklin, the big yellow beast. So, desoldering the main DCC chip, and to do that I'm using a desoldering tool, which is a pump action cylinder. Press down, got your button to fire, heat up the solder, press the button, sucks the solder off the board, press the button again and it ejects the old solder. Great tool. So I'm in the process of taking that out. I'm going to put that type of speaker in that area. I'm going to put a 8-pin DCC interface, trim the wires, and a Locksound V4. Take that speaker off. And in the other unit, strip out this board, strip out the wire in between, because I won't need that anymore, and use an identical decoder but without the sound, Lockpilot V4, and that settings on that will be exactly the same as this, but there will only be sound in this unit. At a later date I'll possibly install sound in this one, but to keep the cost down I'm just doing one at the moment. So there we have it. Separate the two units, boards off, wires are all ready to be soldered together on the 8-pin DCC interface, carefully positioned into place, and the speaker will just drop in there, and then test it, program it. That'll be a standalone unit then, and then on the other one just rip out the rest of this lot, all that, same on that, then just wire it up, work them in tandem. Yeah, so I've ripped out the old DCC chip, installed 8-pin harness, I've got a Locksound, well I did have a Locksound V4 until I shorted it out on the actual metal chassis when I was installing the speaker. I forgot to put the what we call it, the insulation around here before I put the speaker in, and it shorted out, blowing the sound chip part of it. So at the moment I've just got a Lockpilot V4. The other Locksound chip I blown still works on the motor side of it, but none of the sounds work on it, so I'm gutted about that. Anyway, so that's that. The next thing I need to do when I do install sound is put a gasket around the top there before you place the speaker in, which was a costly mistake for me. And this motor now works a lot smoother and a lot quieter with this chip. Marklin and Trix motor wires, you've got blue wire goes to grey on the standard harness, and the green wire goes to orange on the standard harness, and the brown wire goes to black on the standard harness. So that is how you wire up the older motors. There's slightly different colourings on the Marklin and Trix for some reason. So anyway, that's all ready to go. Installed a decoupler on the back, so this is now completely independent from the other loco that it comes with. So I should give it a go. Anyway, I have got the two units now, they're working in tandem, set on the same address, identical decoders, identical sound files, even though I've blown one of the sound chips on one of them. So I can run them forwards like that or back to back, disconnect them whatever I want. It's because they've got the couplers now rather than the permanent coupling which they had before, with a decoder and receiver at the other end for the other loco, and the hardwired coupling that's done away with. So I'm just playing around with the sounds, so yeah, it's working out pretty good. The sound chamber inside the loco is absolutely fantastic, because the speaker isn't a bass reflex, but the sound chamber it fits into is a huge recess, and it really is amazing. The sound, really impressed with it. There's a lot of sounds on these new files for the Lock Sound 4 decoders. And the sounds are very clear. They really are good. I'm really chuffed with it. With doing this, it was a real pain, but and the motors work very, very smooth now, where before they were noisy. Yeah, so really chuffed with this. Shut down. Yeah, so I'll be messing around with the programmer. I probably will be messing around with it for a long time to come, because it's one of my it's my second hobby, I think, is messing around with sounds and decoders and stripping out, and you make mistakes, and I have made a mistake on this particular fit out because I've blown one of the sound decoders, but you learn by mistakes. It's just one of those things. But anyway, thanks for